Hello, welcome to another special edition of This Is Mappa. I'm Stel. I've got Ruslan here, the resident AEL fan, and we've got a very special guest. Ruslan, why don't you introduce our guest?
Ladies and gentlemen, in the yellow corner we have the champion of Cyprus, the legend, the person whose left foot, right,
No.
made us the champions in 2012.
Yes.
The one and only Luciano Bebe.
Bravo.
Ruslan, that's an excellent intro, and the applause also for you, Mr. Bebe. Thank you for joining us. Really appreciate it. And yeah, we've got a lot to talk about, man. I'll tell you, but before we talk about AEL, let's talk about you growing up, your time in Brazil. You're born in 81, only a year after me, so we're not that far apart in terms of the age, not like young Ruslan over here, who takes the mick out of everyone that's old. I don't know what his problem is, but, it is what it is. So tell us about you growing up in Brazil, what it was like, your school life, what your hobbies, all that kind of stuff.
Man, listen, it's very easy to tell you my story when I was young, because my entire life was football. My entire life, since I was 10, I was praying to God and saying, "Listen, God, I want to be a footballer," because of Romario and Bebeto. I don't know if you know those guys.
Of course,
So
Careca, all of those players, Leonardo, yeah.
So I was studying, I was doing everything. I was like a good son. My mom, my dad was supporting me. When I told my dad that I wanted to become a footballer, he was supporting. But poor family in Brazil, same story of many Brazilians. Poor background, that trying to make the dream come true, something like that. Until the day that one coach that I had find me a trial in Paraná. I don't know if you know Brazil very well, but from Bahia to Paraná is 2 days traveling by bus. Okay, 2 days, 2 nights in the bus to get there. So it's 2,000 something kilometers to get there in Paraná. My father sent me there just with the money to go. So the ticket to go. He bought the ticket to go. He didn't have the money to buy the ticket, to buy my returning ticket. Man, there where it started. Everything started with football. Okay, so I was this kind of child, playing on the street, play with my friends, playing football after the school, having fun, enjoy life. That was my life during my childhood. After, when I started playing for Matsubara, where I went to play or to do this trial that my coach arranged for me. I started. This club was a very good academy, very good team, and I started very well. So I stayed there, and 1 year and a half they sold me to Corinthians, one of the biggest clubs in Brazil, and everything started. I the funny thing that I see, that everything was connecting, the puzzle, was connecting. When I got to Corinthians, we had Marcelinho coming as well. I don't know if you know Marcelinho, Carioca, a guy that scored a lot of goals by free kicks, and they were comparing me with him. Okay, so that's why I got so known in Brazil, because people while people were comparing him, people were getting to know Luciano Bebe, because that was like the next Marcelinho. And for that reason, everything was happening. Everything was happening very fast. Of course, I had my quality. I was showing my quality. I was showing my football, and as I said, football was my entire life. It was very simple to describe how was my my childhood.
Well, you mentioned Bebeto and Careca and all these other Brazilian players.
Romario.
I'm sure, Romario as well. I'm sure you remember, Italia 90 and then USA 94. Carlos Dunga. What were your favorite memories watching football? And I don't mean just the national team. I'm talking about the Brazilian league as well.
Okay, Flamengo, 1992.
Okay.
When Junior scored one goal by free kick, and we got the first that I watched Brazilian Cup. So that was memorable for me. It was when I started to say like I am fan of Flamengo.
Okay. So tell me something. Ronaldo. You know which Ronaldo I'm talking about. I'm not talking about Cristiano. I'm talking about R9.
Phenomenal.
The original one.
Yeah, phenomenal. What I need to know, what do you think, what would you say Brazilians feel about him as a player? Because I think he's one of, if not the greatest. That's just my opinion. Is he put up there? Yeah, Ruslan has got his hand up as well.
My idol.
In Brazil, okay, Pele is the number one for sure. There is no one that can be compared with Pele. Okay, in Brazil, if you say it, if you say that Ronaldo is better than Pele, Neymar is better than Pele, people will say you can show number, you can show everything. People will never accept in Brazil. Okay, maybe in the world, but in Brazil especially, Ronaldo. In my point of view, or in the point of view of the Brazilians, I would say Ronaldo is the second one. Okay, second best player we ever had in our country. Okay, we had so many good players that played in very high level, got Ballon d'Or, but Ronaldo was something that came in the right moment, in a moment that we needed. Okay, someone to carry the team, and of course, that generation was perfect. In my point of view, if I compare Brazilian national team before, let's say before 1994, we had so many good players, but after that, we had a very strong team, very high level players, and it was nice to see them play. We knew that we scared people. It was like Barcelona when the clubs were going to play against Barcelona. They were scared to get, to meet Barcelona in the semifinals, quarterfinals. So I think Brazil was carrying the clubs, the team, sorry.
For sure.
And I think comparing with the national team now, we are nothing. Zero.
They go through cycles, don't they? Some national teams, Spain went through a phase where they weren't very good in the 80s and 90s, and all of a sudden the tiki-taka generation came and they won everything. Germany have always been, 74 where they were good, 78 not so much, and then maybe up until Mexico 86 when they got to the final, but then they won Italia 90, and it's a cycle. England are still waiting, right? I don't care. England are still waiting. I'll be dead and England still won't win a World Cup. My daughter will have children and England still won't win a World Cup. But Brazil, Argentina, Germany, they will always be up there when it comes to football. And Ruslan, Ronaldinho, the guy that was at Barcelona and Paris Saint-Germain, he was another one. Absolutely incredible footballer.
But his activities behind the training pitch and stadium were questionable at best. Yes, and what happened to him some years ago when they arrested him with a fake passport, Colombian passport?
Yeah.
Something like that.
Paraguay.
Yeah, something like that. But he was a great player. But to me, the reason why I love football is because of Luis Nazario da Lima Ronaldo. 1998 World Cup. That was the first World Cup that I recall from my lifetime. That made me fall in love with the game. Some life choices were also affected by that, And one of my dreams. I had in 2002. I had the haircut. I had it. Yeah. I was already in Cyprus at that point, and one of my dreams is to meet him in person. I did try once. I was in London when he was in London, and I was outside the building where he was. He was at some financial company's building, and they didn't let me in. But I was trying really hard. Couldn't get in. Yeah, one day, hopefully.
He, man, it is my dream as well to meet him. I think if I try hard, I can get in touch with him for sure, or meet him up in some way somehow. Like Ronaldinho was here in Portugal, we had a game. Ronaldinho's team against Portuguese club, Portuguese national team here. You know, the best Portuguese against the best Brazilians, and they brought Edmilson. I don't know if you remember this midfielder that played for Barcelona. They brought Caçapa that played for Lyon. They brought
Edmundo. Edmundo.
sorry.
Edmundo.
No, this one didn't. No, they didn't come. There was Gabriel, some legends, some players that played in very high level, and those guys were like amazing. And I had the opportunity. I could, like, you know, Jardel, for example, he was here.
Also, yeah.
You know, he's a legend in Portugal. But you know, I don't have this. I don't know. I'm too shy, I think, to. Yeah.
We can arrange it. We can arrange it. We can arrange it.
Do you think so?
I think so. We will speak after this. Don't worry. We'll speak after this.
Okay.
So let's talk about AEL. You came to Cyprus. Well, I think the standard question is that many people will ask is, how did you end up in Cyprus? Of all the places you could have gone to, Cyprus.
Yeah, I had two choices. I either to go to Israel or to Cyprus this time, the time that I was playing for History, or stayed because I had a contract with the team and I could stay there. And after that, also they had an amazing year here in Portugal. But I met Pambos and Junior here in Portugal, and they also met my wife, and my wife, you know, she's the boss. So Rusla knows
I know.
she's the boss, and they convinced her, you know, to go to Cyprus. I was more looking to the financial situation, right? Because they were offering me a contract that I think would be very difficult, very hard for me to find, especially because I was at the age of 30. Okay, so to get that kind of money, I needed to play, for example, First Division Portugal, make something nice, you know, to find, let's say, this kind of salaries. Then I said, listen, okay, the president here will not be a problem. I can ask him because I already, when I read the contract, I put there that they should, or they let me go if I found something good, something better to go, and they let me without any problem. You know, but I didn't know Cyprus. I didn't know nothing about Cyprus. Luckily, in Portugal, a lot of players played in Cyprus, and they could give me some advices. You know, and that time AEL wasn't the club that they were saying, like, you know, be careful, AEL. You know, I don't know, maybe you're not gonna get your salary, you know, or something like that. And I said, okay, what can I say? I had a dream to play like a Champions League. I had a dream. I want to play Champions League or UEFA League or something like that. And as a story, you didn't manage to qualify or to get promoted because we were in second division. I decided to go to Cyprus with this dream. I thought that it would be easier for me to make my dream become true. And then when I set it, luckily in the second year in Cyprus, I managed to play in Europa League. So it was nice. Get the trophy with AEL, get all this. The opportunity to play in European competition was amazing. So I ended up in AEL because of Junior and Pambos that convinced my wife during a lunch here at the marina. So they brought us to a nice place, fancy restaurant, good picanha, you know. And then I decided to go to AEL.
And what were your first impressions of the club when you had that very first training session? Because the facilities, they're not perfect in Cyprus. I'm just putting it nicely. But in
Honest,
terms of, yeah.
honestly, I didn't like it. No, I went before actually to see everything. Like they bought me tickets to go to visit Cyprus before to sign the contract, and because they didn't want me to end the season, okay, without signing any agreement with them. And as I didn't know Cyprus, didn't know the people, I didn't know what to expect. I didn't know nothing about Cyprus, you know. I decided to go and visit them, visit the club. And they showed me the facilities, and they told me about the president. The president was a crazy man with a lot of money, you know. They took me to the office of the president, and the facility. I think they had only that game, that field next to the city,
Mm-hmm.
and nothing else, man. They couldn't show me anything. So after they showed me the big gymnasium there, you know, where the basketball, the yellow basketball.
Solomonidis.
How we say?
Nikos Solomonidis basketball arena.
Yeah, but this name I will never remember, man. Don't worry.
Oh,
Uh,
big
uh,
name in our history.
yeah, but I think I had it like the fans place or something like that. I think the fans were meeting that place, right? That area. That I don't
uh,
remember now.
yeah, there was a coffee shop downstairs. Yeah,
Exactly,
yeah.
exactly. So um, when I came back, I spoke with my wife and I said, "Listen, I'm not sure because I played for several clubs in Brazil, and in Brazil, as football is very popular, you know, they have all these facilities, you know, they have fields, they have a training center. You know, of course, I played in small clubs also in Brazil, and they have nothing, okay, but um, I wasn't expecting what I saw this period. But I went for the money and for the dream. You remember when I told you? And I said, okay, we are here. Let's move forward. Let's go. Let's do it. So I decided to sign. I signed. They paid me. I went back to Portugal. I finished the league there, and then they sent me the tickets to get there in Cyprus. I think in June, 11th of June or something like that, or July. When I got there, they had to pay me the second part. Okay, oh my friend, it was a nightmare, Ruslan, my friend. Waiting 2 months, waiting, yapas, and the guy saying to me, "Hey, tomorrow, Avril, 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 Avril."
Oh God.
And this time, I think we had one. Remember this defender,
Center back Edwin.
and he was the one speaking Spanish, and he had the strong connection with the president, with the committee there, and he was like he fighting for us. He was like translating as well because I didn't speak English, and he was speaking Spanish. He managed to convince the guys to give him the money. Actually, I think Pambos also was fighting with them, you know, because Pambos trusts me very much, trusts me my football, and he believed that I could make something good for the team,
Hmm.
and they were fighting for that. And but that was the situation with AEL. I end up in Cyprus like that. When I got there after the preparation, then everything was already stable. My family was settled, was in apartment, so everything was moving forward, you know. And the people that we got together was very nice, like Dede, Junior, Edmar, Monteiro, Vohu. All those guys were like becoming very, very close friends very soon, you know. As soon as we got together, we knew that we were like a family, you know. We had some problems here, like, you know, with some players, and but no more things. So I answer the question, right? If I start talking,
Yes.
maybe I will speak.
No. It's absolutely fine. Absolutely fine. The thing is, it was an incredible season when you guys won the league. Looking at the statistics, I think the opening 26 games before the league split. What was it? 20? No, was it 28 games? 20 wins, 6 draws, 2 defeats, and I think there was 21 games where you didn't concede the goal. That's absolutely phenomenal.
Man,
And when you think about it, I know Apollon went unbeaten, but this is very, very good. This record is very, very good. So what was the secret? Did you just have scary defenders that no one wanted to attack?
we had actually a very strong team, but a part of that we had a very close relationship. So to the point where all the players were running for each other. Okay, so if I went front to attack, another players were running back to help me close the spaces. So was about that, because if you watch the match, you will see that our team were running like crazy. We ran 95 minutes without stop. We were like, fighting, running, and the tactic from Pambos were like, Bebe, take the balls with the legs and play here and play that, with the English of Pambos, very good friend of mine. And this time it was like, new for him, new for everybody, and everybody was in the same boat, pushy and try, for the best. Like, we were not expecting to get the trophy, honestly. We see it, we start believing after I think the 50th game, the 60th, when we see that we were like 4 points ahead, and we beat Apoel, we beat OMONOIA, we beat some teams. I think the OMONOIA was I think the team that we had more trouble to beat that year. ANORTHOSIS had so many games against ANORTHOSIS. ANORTHOSIS couldn't face us, I think, anymore, right? Because they were like all the time losing the games, 1-0. Sometimes they had so many chances, but we win one time, then boom, one goal, win.
Sorry. Laban and De Gra. This is just the description of the year. I think Laban had 3 penalties against us that season, and De Gra saved all 3 throughout the whole season. It was pathetic.
Nightmare. Dega was a nightmare of Laban.
Yeah, it was. You could see his face. He was just, "What am I supposed to do?"
Man,
Like the boogeyman.
you guys remember that we played against Alki. We almost lose to Alki. Remember, they had the penalty in the last minute, and
Yep.
Degra took the penalty. Remember,
Yeah.
right?
Yep. It was a draw. I think it finished as a draw.
It was a draw. No, it was 2-1 for us.
2-1.
If they score, it would be a draw.
Mhm.
I remember that one left back, Newson, scored this goal, one goal from far. He shot, and the guy, he scored. I think there was Onuashi as well. I don't know if it was Onuashi that scored another goal. Was like, we thought that would be easy games. Very easy game, and then in the end, we almost draw the games. What can I say? So that was AEL in 2011-12. Was amazing to see the numbers after, but to get there, it wasn't easy. To see day by day the problems that we're facing. Sometimes also the salaries, the salary was like 2 months, and the guys, to manage all those things and to keep the guys, fighting and excited to play football, and the fans were like playing with us. And when they started thinking that we could get the trophy, remember, every game was full. They were like, pushing. Was amazing. I cannot erase it from my mind. It was an amazing year. I could say, if I didn't have this, for sure Cyprus would have the same I would say importance that it has for me now. Because that year was the cornerstone, in my opinion. It wasn't even European league that I went to play for. It was because I met so many good guys. I had so much fun with them. We had so many things happening during this period that I can't forget. When I met Khalid some days ago, some months ago. I am every day with Edmar. Dawson Jr., sometimes we speak here. So the only one that I don't speak anymore, and I don't know what is the problem, is Dede. And Dede was in my house every week, And so we are friends until now. So everybody speaks with each other. I think the only one that we don't speak is Juan. Juan, it's very hard to get him.
Well,
He
he
disappeared.
disappeared.
He
He
disappeared.
disappeared.
Yeah.
Yeah. He was from Rwanda. I know he spoke French most of the time, but he was a strong leader. He was a very
He,
strong leader in the back.
he was too many years in Cyprus, right?
Yeah. Before that, yeah.
So I think that was the rest. I think only that there was Olympiac for some years. Edmar was one of the that was the one that was more more years in Cyprus. Edmar was in Paralem in Doxa. You know how many years? I don't know how many years he was playing there, but there was many. There wasn't many players that like Juan and Edmar.
Mm-hmm.
So they were like, they knew the league, they knew everybody,
They know
That's
how
what
it
I'm saying.
works.
And they talked a lot about, still, Cyprus. They talked about a lot this, fixing games, all this stuff.
Yeah. It still happens.
Even
It still happens.
when we took the trophy, they start saying that we president took the trophy, because he make this, he make that. It's crazy.
No.
Well, look, if that was the case, let's say in a weird world that was true, he's done very well, because if you look at the win-loss record, it's incredible. Even in the playoffs, you lost against Omonia. You lost? No, did you lose against us?
Last game. That was the last game. We were already champions.
The last game. Yeah, you were already champions.
Remember that.
And
that doesn't count. We were champions. They gave us a walk of honor. Okay.
Right, but what I'm saying is, you beat Omonia, then you lost to Upwell, then you drew against Upwell, and then you played ANORTHOSIS, if I'm not mistaken. Was the order, wasn't it?
Yeah.
So you were still getting points against these teams, and Upwell, one of the best teams at the time. They were in the Europe, weren't they? Won in the Champions League.
They went to the best 16.
They went to the last 16, yeah, with Manduka and Ailton, yeah. So they weren't a shit team, So. You did very, very well. But Ruslan mentioned this earlier, and it didn't dawn on me until afterwards. The goal against ANORTHOSIS, the winner, that gave you the title. Do you want to talk about that?
Yeah, man. Listen, I will confess that 2 days ago because I just moved to a new house, and I had to, of course, pack all those things, and I had to unpack all the stuff to for the new house. And I found one envelope full of photos, and my wife wrote like football experience. And because I put in somewhere very, very difficult to get, otherwise I would show you. Listen, there was photos that made me remember all the way to get it, from the beginning until the end of 2011-12. So the goal, the guy that took a photo when I kicked the ball inside of the goal, with the left footed, the reaction of the player, the reaction of the defenders of the, all these kind of, memories was so nice, man. Was so nice. And, you will realize only after 2 years or 2 months, 3 months, 6 months, when the people start saying, we won the league with this kind of statistics, with these numbers.
Yeah.
You scored a goal that after 44 years gave the trophy to AEL, for example. The fans treating you like a king in Limassol, for example. You go to the restaurant, hey, here you don't pay, my friend, don't worry. Or somebody else. How many times I was in the restaurant when I went to pay the bill? Somebody else from another table already paid the bill. So that's why I spent and I tried to stay in Cyprus as much as I could, even though sometimes I need to bring money from Brazil. I lived
Mhm.
there, I think 5 years, making these exchange rates, there was sometimes with 6, 7. I said, Hapa, I'm become poor, so I need to stop doing this. So, but it
Incredible.
was fun. So it was nice. So I could play with Ruslan. Otherwise, I would not have the chance to play with him.
We played
Well,
together. You know that still. You don't know that.
well,
We played
I
a
was
lot.
gonna ask, how you guys know each other, but I'm assuming it's through, I don't know, playing football, or what is it?
Ruslan, I think we met. How we met, Ruslan?
Was he outside your
Well,
house trying to
I
take
was
photographs like with Ronaldo?
no, no, no. I think the first time we properly met, my friend, was in a supermarket. You were with your wife.
Okay.
That was
You
the
were
first
with
time
your wife as well.
I was with my wife as well. And
Okay.
that was the first time we spoke, and I definitely made sure you understood what I thought of you, because even now you're telling me about that day when you scored that goal and the joy that you brought to me personally, to the person. Yes, I'm not originally Cypriot, and I was not born into the IL, heritage and history and everything, but I was in Cyprus from 2001, and until 2011 I have been to 5 cup finals before you arrived to Cyprus, and I lost all 5 cup finals, and I lived and cried outside the stadiums from small age, watching my team lose year after year after year. And the year before you arrived to Cyprus, our fans were fighting with our own president and our own players outside Sirius Stadium. I recall it like it was yesterday. We would stay behind, wait for our players to come out, wait for our president to come out, and scream at them for the very poor form and poor results. And the following year, when you arrived with the guys, all of the guys, I'm grateful to every single one of them. I'm friends with many, many of them. And when you guys arrived and you made us feel so special and happy and realize what feeling victorious means, because most of us have never seen our team win anything in our lifetime, and you made us feel that. And it's because of you I have a tattoo of AEL on my leg, and I'm not even a Cypriot, and I don't like tattoos, but I have it because of you. 5th of
Yeah,
May 2012.
you
And I
told
would
me.
never stop being grateful to you, to your wife, to force you to go, to Pambos and Rui Jr. for convincing her, and to your parents for giving birth to you. Never,
It was
never.
written. It was meant to be.
Yeah,
Now, listen, I remember that I used to go a lot to Alpha Megalino Petra, I think, right?
yep.
And I remember the time that we met because you just remind me the time, and because you are not a, how I say, it's not normal to see someone coming and say, listen, because of you, I've become, you brought me so many joy, happiness, this and that. And I remember it was close to the stairs, I remember the situation close to the fruits there. I remember the situation, so I remember very well the man, just walk on the street, people recognizing you, saying good things to you, and recognize that you did something impressive, something good, and that what you love to do. Like in my case, playing football for me was everything. Man, what can I say? Limassol, Cyprus was a place that I will always carry with me with a lot of love and you know respect, because they gave me those memories, and it was nice to live them. My wife is leaving. Sa quem tá aqui, o Ruslan, na live. She's saying hi to you.
Thank you, thank you. Same back. Big hug.
Ciao. Yes. So, what can I say?
Well, Bebe, in the run to winning the league title, obviously you knew how much it meant to the supporters, especially with the momentum. You're almost there. But did you realize what it meant to them until you actually won it? Because I've seen the videos. I've seen, like Chris has told me how you guys celebrated. It went on forever, so it seemed anyway. And Ruslan is obviously very passionate about it and has great memories. But did you realize what it meant to the Isle fans until you actually experienced it? Because sometimes you could say, "Oh, we're gonna be really happy," and the fans are gonna be, really really happy, excited. But until you're there and you've lived it, did you realize? Did you
No,
realize?
no.
Mm.
Mm-mm. We were excited to be there. At certain point, we had to manage our emotions and our feelings because we could lose it. Apoel was very close. Remember, if we didn't draw with Apoel, I think we drew at home against them, right? I think even Degra made a very good save in this game there, and I wasn't playing this game, if I'm not mistaken. Um, if I'm not mistaken, okay, I'm just trying to see to connect to see if I'm saying the from was so many games, important games against Apoel, remember? So, but nobody believed until the time we got it. Okay, when the referee, finished that match, it was like, man, we are champion. You see the guys. Sometimes they didn't even know how to celebrate, how to, the players stayed. The only preparation I made, I will tell you honestly, was before finish the game, I have to be close to the stairs that leads to the dressing room. Okay,
Because the
because
fans are going to run the pitch, huh?
exactly, exactly. I was watching them coming inside from I think the guy gave 3 minutes extra time or 5 minutes, something like that. And from the 90 minutes, they were already next to the field. I don't know if
Brilliant.
you realize that they
Brilliant.
were, and even the guys from the bench were like, "Please go back, don't enter here." So the referee to them, give more extra time, all those things. I was afraid. I was afraid to leave from there with naked. That's what I was afraid. Imagine the guy were taking the grass of the city, cutting the nets of the. Imagine my shirt, my. It was crazy, crazy, crazy. I saw Dosa Jr. when entering the dressing without nothing, nothing. Just I don't know how he survived. He managed to keep the short, this short that we use under, this under. I don't know how to say in English. It's just a short that you put under the short,
Yeah. It's
with
like
the
a
color
lycra
of the
one.
shirt
Yeah,
of the
yeah.
uniform. So nobody believed until the time that especially because we didn't believe that Apoel was going to lose against Omonia. I think
Uh, I want to mention something. This became slowly more apparent towards the end of the season when there were just a couple of games left, and we had some older people having heart attacks during games at the stadium in the stands, and we had literally, I think, if I remember correctly, last couple of games we had ambulances every game coming to pick up a fan with a heart problems.
Wow.
We had that case, and I remember one thing. I remember the final game of the season when we became champions. There was a case when just a couple of minutes to go, people are moving closer and closer to the edge of the stands, and they start climbing and everything. And I remember one fan, relatively young, like in his 30s, he turned around to the organized fans and the people who were trying to push him to jump over the fence, and he said this, and this is a very powerful thing which he said, guys, let the older people go first. They waited for too long for this day.
Mm.
wow,
And they were actually trying to help older people, in their 50s and 60s climb like a trench or whatever you call it at the
Yeah,
stadium,
yeah,
in between the
yeah.
stands and the running bit. So they were helping them to climb through, because we are fans, we all love and we are very excited what's happening, but we also respect our fathers, right? Founding fathers and stuff. So we wanted them to experience it the same way as we would be. So I remember that was very, very
Mhm.
powerful at that moment.
Well, it was, man. It was. I never heard that.
Yeah,
It was.
that happened a lot. Yeah.
Well, I had some. I saw some photos of the after the match. That the guys took. Um, the guys jumping inside, like they were like they didn't know how to celebrate. That's what I was saying. The fans, they were like they were so happy that they didn't know what to do. They said, "What should do now? What?" You know, the guys were like, I think after the match, I don't know if it was after the match, we went to this bars and we went to Petra roundabout there,
Taverna.
and honestly, I I don't know how to deal with these things, but I was so many times champion in the teams that I played. Okay,
Mhm.
like Corinthians, I got some trophies in my life, and it wasn't like that. You know why? Because they were used to it, and they were not like celebrating. It's more. How I say, it's not that it's not important. It is not important like for AEL in that year. You understand? For to win a trophy with Corinthians, it's means get more money, better contract. In your CV, champion of some. In AEL, it was completely different. Was actually break the chains of, was giving the joy to these people that was waiting for so long. They were like maybe concerning of dying without CIL get a trophy.
Well, it's like Brazil winning the World Cup in, was it 1970, and then going all the way to 1994 to win it again. That long period of time.
Exactly. Exactly. So it's too long. It's too long for a team like AEL with fans. For Salamina, I would say you understand what I'm saying, right? For small
Yeah.
clubs, they know that it's very hard for them to manage to get to that point. But for one team like AEL, like Apollo, I'm saying Apollo and AEL because they were they are teams of very important city with fans. So Limassol is divided into two, isn't it?
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah. Yeah,
So,
yeah.
in the consider Limassol, I think now is the most important city in Cyprus, isn't it?
Well, yeah, because you've got three teams in the top division, especially with Aris and their finances. So, yeah, three teams.
We
Yeah.
have Karmiotissa, don't forget, eh?
Oh, yeah, sorry.
Sorry, Ruslan. Good mention. Yeah, man. I think was nice to hear that. It is very powerful to hear that the guys were like trying to respect the old guys that were waiting for this moment. Because when I watch, I always there is a video on YouTube that I when I start to get like you know how I say
nostalgic.
Nostalgic, yeah, nostalgic.
nostalgic, and I never was okay that guy that used to watch the old goals or something like that. No, I was never like that. But to remember the moments, it was very powerful for me. It was something that made me feel like very happy, very proud of, you know.
Absolutely, I can imagine. So the following season, conference or Champions League qualifiers, and then you played, was it Linfield, Partizan, Anderlecht, if I'm not mistaken, was it the Europa League? Europa League?
No, that was
Anderlecht
qualifying for Champions League.
for
Qualifying
playoffs.
champions, yeah. So those are the
Playoffs.
playoffs. And then was it Anderlecht you lost to 3-2 on aggregate, 2-1 away, I want to say.
2-1 home, we
2-1
won
home
in
and
Sweden,
yeah,
and then we lost 2-0 in
2-0
Belgium.
away. Yeah, that's right. That's right. And then you played Mönchengladbach, Marseille, and Fenerbahce.
Exactly.
Three big teams.
Big
Now
teams, huh?
yeah.
Yeah.
But you were a little bit naughty in one of the games, weren't you?
Yeah.
He was naughty many times.
And what I should do? Tell me your opinion.
I don't know. You tell me. You tell me. I'm just asking the questions.
We were drawing against one important club, right? You're talking about the red card.
Yes.
Okay, we were drawing against Mönchengladbach in Germany. We drew against them in Cyprus, and we were drawing there in Germany. I said, okay, we had a mistake. What was? The ball belongs to us. It was a corner for us. We kicked the corner, was a free kick or something. It was like that. And that was in the middle line. It was a counter-attack. It was 3 against 2 or something. And the guy was
took one for the team. You took one for the team. You took one for the team.
Exactly. I said, listen, man, I will get a red card, but it doesn't mean that they're going to score. It was outside of the area, and we could finish the game 0-0. But we are playing against a very high level team, and we managed to draw until I think 75 or something. AEL, I think, was in a very, very good way. If we manage well this period of AEL, in a row for championship, qualified to Europa League or Champions League. This is my opinion, okay? Instead of destroy, for example, send some players out or try to change the team very much. For example, we changed Pambus to Jorge Costa, if I'm not mistaken, this year. Of course, Jorge Costa wasn't bad coach, was good coach, wasn't bad. He had some good things. Like Pambus had good things and bad things as well. But I think the players that came, most of them didn't play. We played mostly with the team, with the players that we had it. Remember, I think Montero was playing, Edmar was playing, Vou was playing, Sa was the only one I think was playing, and Paulo Sérgio more often. The rest were pretty much the same players. So, and the guy was coming, they came with the very high salary, and the players start to have this division in the group. Okay, we divide the group into two: the ones that took the trophy and the ones that came and they were better paid, let's say. And those guys didn't know the history until there. It didn't care about what happened until there, what we did until there. And we can't complain about that. They came to do their job. They offer a salary to them. They offer a contract to them. So they are not wrong in accept it and come to play with us. But the feeling was they didn't have the same passion as the other ones. They didn't have the same commitment with the team as the other ones, the ones that were there. You understand? Instead of, for example, helping Montero to get a better salary, to, let's say, get more, let's say, excited to be or more proud to be there, to be recognized by the what he has done in the past. Okay, when Edmar, for example, another players that were there and they were always playing. It didn't matter. It doesn't matter. Whoever was coming, they were playing all the time, and they were like giving this. What I'm saying, what I'm trying to say is that they were giving, let's say, making the new players more important than there was that took the trophy, for example. I would tell you honestly, when we remember in 2012, it was 2012 we qualified to the European, right? And this year I think we lost the Super Cup, right? I think we lost the Super Cup to Omonia. Yep. We lost the Cup to Omonia in 2012.
Yep.
With the red card.
The year next, we went to the cup final again against Apollon.
Apollon,
It
yeah.
was the time that we should destroy Apollon, right? Because if Apollon lost, even Apollon maybe will close the,
Will
the doors.
stop existing. Yeah, stop existing. Yeah,
Yeah, and
I remember.
we gave them this, hope, and from there they start to go to Europa League, Champions League, then they start again, and then they have some good years. But I remember in this year, I was going to renew my contract, and I had to deduct from my salary to renew the contract. Instead of increasing my salary, I had to cut part of my salary to stay in the team. And that was the offer. And in after that, they were bringing players getting double. And so I was thinking, like, okay, so who took the trophy here? Who made the history here? And in the end of the day, we were thinking about being part of the team, the same team that we started and we had these moments. And in the end of the day, for the guys, was like, number. Okay, was good. Was good until we had this moment, and then after finish, let's move forward. So I'm not like that. So I was thinking even to come back to Estoril because I had an offer from them for to go back to Estoril, and but in the end I decided to stay because they offered me 3 years contract. So that was the how to say the what made me stay in Cyprus for 3 years is not one year and a half or 1 year that story was giving me. It's more safe, more you can plan. I have my family, my kids were young and they were studying there, so it was too dangerous to move to another country.
Well, you narrowly missed out on the title in 2014, if I'm not mistaken.
I'm sorry?
You were very close to winning the league in 2014. Didn't it go to the last game against Apoel? Was it Apoel?
Yes, that we had this.
Because you beat us, and then you played Apoel in the final game.
I didn't play the last game. I didn't play.
But you were in the squad,
I was
though,
on the
yeah?
stands. Yeah, I was in the team. Yes, I was
Yeah.
part of the squad.
So
I think we played. Huh?
Yeah, no, I was just saying it was very tight. It was a very tight title campaign, wasn't it? Both of you fighting out for the championship. So it was a different kind of situation from 2012. So did you feel did the squad feel any pressure? But you mentioned before that these guys were on big money, so you'd think they're kind of used to that pressure, no? If they're that kind of money, they must be a good status, no?
No, I think differently than the other years. Because I was saying in 2012, after the championship, right? After 2012, so 2012-13, we didn't qualify in the first four, and 2013-14 was the year that we fought for the league.
Yeah.
The year that Petev came, Petev was doing very, very well. Was great. So with Petev we managed to win so many games in a row. We had a tactical year, let's say. We had I learned a lot with Petev. Petev had brought something different to the team, brought this patience to the team. He was so calm, he was so relaxed in terms of managing the team that the team was play according to his behavior, his character. And the training was based in tactical, in timing, moment to attack, moment to defend, moment to build up the game. So it was very coordinated game, So he was how is I think you understand, right, what I'm saying? So Petev was controlling the team and make the team play according to his idea. And this was good. And everybody understood what he wanted and tried. And we saw that it worked. And that's why when we got to the end of the season, when we played against Apoel, I was sure that we were going to get the trophy. What was the problem was We put ourselves in trouble when we, for example, I think we drew against one small club, two small teams, and we leave up because we were 6 points ahead before the playoffs start. The last part of this, the last part, no, the playoffs.
Yeah.
6 points ahead, 6 points, and that time was four teams only. It wasn't six, so four teams. And if you enter with 6 points, you don't need to do much. You just don't need to lose to the team that is behind you, right behind you, because they're gonna beat each other. They're gonna lose points against. Like Puebla lost points against Omonia. Puebla lost points against the ANORTHOSIS, but we lost points against small clubs, and then we got to the playoffs, I think, with 4 points, so 2 points ahead, and then we got in this situation. After we beat Termiz in
4-0, 4-0.
No, it's not Papadopoulos. What's the name of the stadium of Salamina?
Famagusta
Yeah, Famagusta. Yeah.
Amorthostos.
Bravo.
Amorthostos. We won Hermes there, and then we got 4 points ahead. We just needed to manage it. Then we drew against Apoel. We just needed. I think what happened, man? I think we lost, and then we became 3 points ahead. Was like that. And if Apoel beat us, they were going to be in front of us because of the victory.
Head to head.
Yeah. Gets ahead, yes. And they beat us, I think, in Nicosia 1-0. I think in the last minute or something like that, 1-0. Alexandros, I forgot his name, he scored a goal. Nectarius, exactly. And then when we played there, it was like that. I never saw this happening, but this year they did. Anorthos was going to play the day next against Apollo, and if Apollo win the game or beat Anorthos, Apollo would be third position. And then out of Champions League in that year was going to go two clubs into Champions League. So the day that we played against Apoel, it was on Saturday. So they were afraid to lose, because if they lost and Apollo win, they would be out of Champions League. So the game was easy game. If they drew, they were in Champions League. If they lose, then they had a chance to not qualify to the Champions League. So for that reason, it was like I was sure that year we're going to get the trophy. But then this bomb destroyed everything, because I think it was 60 something minutes of the second half, 70 almost. Apoel was afraid to attack. Right? We were like controlling the game. We had even chance to score. And in the end, this bomb came. They stopped the game. It was everything they needed. A reason to do something. And then how can you? I never saw something like that happen as well. When you stop the game at certain point after second half, you played from the time that you stopped. You don't play from the beginning.
Yeah.
Oh, can I talk? Oh, please, can I talk?
Go, shoot.
Oh, I was at the stadium that day. The general understanding was, if we had to play 10 more hours of that game, Apoel would not score a goal. It was so obvious they were not going to win that game. It was either going to be a draw or we're going to win, but not them for sure. And we needed just a draw to become champions. And that rocket came, that dramatic rocket, accidentally, right, came from apparently AEL fan with the mask of a skeleton, which to this day I personally don't believe that was an AEL fan. Uh, and I'm saying it, yes, I'm throwing it out there. It was, I doubt it. I highly doubt it was. There was no point for our fan to do it. But what I remember clearly, who was the referee in that game? Do you remember? If I'm not mistaken, it was. If I'm not mistaken.
Oh, was it?
If I'm not mistaken. And
Okay.
what I remember happened the year before, I think it was the derby game between Omonia and Apoel Gasipi. And Apoelistes threw a rocket during the game to Yorgalidis, the goalkeeper
The
of
goalkeeper, yeah.
Omonia. And they injured the goalkeeper of Omonia, who was playing the actual game, and he was taken to hospital. He had to be substituted during the game because of the rocket that came from Apoel stand. And the game was still finished. Who was the referee during that game? Same referee.
Yeah.
Now, a year later, the rocket falls next to a bench of Apoel and injures a player, a dinosaur. How old was Kakai that year? He was a dinosaur already. He was already 36 plus. I'm telling you, it injures a dinosaur who was never going to come on the field anyway. And they stopped the game, and we are meant to replay the whole thing from the beginning on a neutral ground.
Yeah, Papadopoulos, wasn't it? The Papadopoulos.
Yeah. And who
No,
was the referee?
and plus one more thing. Apoel had known already the result of Apollo in the ANORTHOSIS. So if they win the game, they would be in Champions League anyways, because Apollo lost the game against ANORTHOSIS. You understand? So that was the key for that they, you know. Okay, anyways, I consider myself champion that year, so finished. So I was a champion.
Yes.
Yeah,
He
finished.
said it.
I don't care.
But-
Whoever says differently, I don't care.
But then it
This
went
is
to
the
like an
Lewis
appeal,
Hamilton moment.
and then it went to like UEFA, didn't it? And they awarded it 3-0, 3-0. Isn't that what happened?
What?
Didn't
No.
UEFA? No. You sure?
No. We replayed the
You
game,
sure?
and Sheridan scored for Apoel. Header.
1-0.
We lost 1-0
Yeah,
on the game.
But what I'm saying is, I'm pretty certain because I remember reading this on the UEFA website. It goes there was an appeal, and Upwell were awarded a 3-0 win.
Yes, it's true. It's true.
Yeah.
Because
Yeah.
they said that in the regulation of the league, if something like that happened, like fun or something crazy happened,
Yeah.
the visitor or something, they win the game.
Yeah.
So they won 3-0. Yes, the game.
Because I remember seeing it on the UEFA website, and I think I'm going to bring it up. In fact, let me see. I'm going to bring it up. I'm going to find it.
If we didn't play, that's what the president told me. Sofokleos told me that even if we didn't play the game, we are going to lose the championship anyways. If we win the game, probably they are going to give to Apoel anyways. I think they made an agreement between them.
Yeah, look. There we go. See, after an appeal, Upwell were awarded a 3-0 default victory in the final game of the season. So even though the game finished 1-0, it didn't matter to UEFA. They gave them the 3-0 anyway. So, yeah. Anyway.
It was a pity.
That was before VAR came on, huh? And then how long did it take Apoel to win shit? I'm sorry. We love VAR because finally
I'm not saying anything. I'm the Omonia fan. They're going to come to kill me. I have nothing to do with this.
I'm in Latvia right now.
Oh, God.
Be careful, Ruslan. You live in Cyprus, and don't forget.
Yeah, exactly. Well, Bebe, I need to ask you this question because I had some AEL fans asking me, can you ask him about the situation when he was working for the club? Now, some people say, oh, it was a catastrophe and it was, Silas was the problem and this and that. Can you maybe shed some light on the situation? Because obviously you love the club. You're not going there to hurt the club. And in all fairness, the way that the club has been run, especially this season, I don't think Bebe and Silas are the reason why AEL in the situation they're in right now.
No chance. I think, listen, honestly, and the truth is, I made a mistake, 100%, 110%, made a big mistake. What was my mistake? To, first of all, accept to um, how I say, actually, I have to say like that. I had my staff packed to leave Cyprus, okay, in November, before the president called me. He called me to help him with the transfer in December, okay, because of a conversation that he had with Dushan, and Dushan put my name, brought my name to the table, okay. So first of all, I decided to stay there because of the experience that I was going to have with the team, okay. But so many times I was calling the president, before, years before, and ask him to if I could do something with the club, because I was there in Cyprus, living in Cyprus, and I liked the team. I wanted to be part of the team. He never gave me the chance. I'm not saying that it was wrong. I think when he gave me the chance, I decided to stay, and I am glad that I stayed. The time that happened, or the situation that happened during the time that Silas came, what was the problem? The president gave me the name of Silas. It wasn't me that brought this name to him. I brought actually two Portuguese coaches that was one of that came to Apoel. I had even an interview with him, and I spoke with him, and I brought his name to the table. And plus another two Portuguese. One is the one that is in Penafiel now, fighting to get promoted to first division. Okay. He said, Luciano, go to Portugal, speak with Silas, because people are speaking and talking a lot about Silas. Let me know what's going on with Silas. My suggestion, just giving you guys a context, what happened. I went to Portugal, I spoke with Silas, and some people told me, Silas is a good coach. The problem is his character, okay? Some players don't like him, or because he doesn't speak very much with the players, doesn't connect with the players. And that was the report that I brought to the president, okay? It doesn't mean that I sign and say, listen, you have to bring. What I gave to the president, what I said to the president was very, very normal thing to say, especially from one guy that played in the team, knows the league, and was already coaching one of the biggest clubs in Portugal. I said, if he was in Sporting Lisbon, would you be able to bring him here? No. Now he's in a down situation. Let's say he's on the ground. If you want to bring him, he knows the league, he knows AEL, he knows you, he knows everybody. So the probability of succeeding here would be higher than,
Bringing someone that doesn't know the league and doesn't know the environment,
exactly.
the level of expectation. Yeah,
no, it's very, I would say, it makes sense, right? When Silas started training, for example, when he decided to he asked me to say, he asked me, I remember when I went to his office, he said, Luciano, you're now going to be the technical director. I would say no. Why? Just a scout would be perfect. I'll go to watch the players, bring the players to the team. The coach would be responsibility of the president and Theodoros, and that's it. So no headaches for me. No, I didn't get any pen more than, just to have this responsibility. And this time I was dealing already with Pantelidis. So one day, President told Pantelidis, we're going to renew your contract. And I told Pantelidis, let's sit and discuss about the place for next season, because as I understand, you're going to renew the contract. And I heard Pantelidis saying that was the reason for him to leave. I said, my friend, are you kidding me? I am a president. I called him straight away. Can you still, Ruslan, I called him straight away. I said, oh, Pantelidis, who was the reason for you to leave? You are saying he was giving an interview to a Cypriot TV or something, and he said like that, the president of SOFOKLEOS wasn't the problem. Problem was Luciano Bebe. He wants to bring Silas. He wants to do this. I said, my friend, I was a simple worker. I was following orders. You don't know. It's not me that signed the papers. Who signed the contract is the president. It's not me. If the president is what I was giving to the president was my feedback, my point of view. I said, okay, Pantaleon is a good coach. He's doing well during the trainings. All the trainings make sense to me. So my report was positive regarding Pantaleon. What happened with him was that during the last games, he was losing so bad. He was losing the opportunity to give hope to the fans for next season. He lost his how say the respect from the fans. They were not believe that they couldn't believe they didn't believe that he could take the team to the step that they wanted. They want to see the team in the next step or next level next year, on the year next, and they want to see the team, let's say, fight for the championship, like Dushan the year before, and they lost in the during the playoffs. Um, Listen, I will start what I said at the beginning. My mistake. I should say to the president, listen, let me stay in this way. You handle the transfers, everything that needs to be regarding contract, and that's it. Because they even said that they took money from players. I was making some arrangement with the agents and blah blah blah. I said, my friend, who knows me? We know that I'm not this kind of guy. Who is closer to me? We know that I'm not this kind of person. What I did was try to do my best to help the team. If I didn't help, happens to everybody. What can I say? So every all the years that since 2011 until the year I left, it was 2000, I think 1 or 2. So all the years were successful. So we didn't make any mistake. It was like we were on the top of the time fighting. No, they made mistakes. There was ups and downs. We arranged here. We could make something. What? I think this year AEL had the highest budget ever. Okay. President said, no, I want to bring the players. And so when I speak with Teodoro, it was about, let's bring top players. That's why we brought Miralas. Let's bring top players so they bring the fans to the stage and this and that. Okay, good. I said, all right. Unexperienced as I was this time, I was following this, steps. What I'm saying that Theodore was wrong? No, I was wrong because I played football and I should stand for what I believed. I should say, President, listen, I'm young, I'm new in this kind of business. You're doing this for so many years. Keep doing like this. Let me learn. Let me see how it is. How it's, because one thing is when you play football. The other thing when you are on the administrative situation, you have to deal with the agent, with the president, with the technical director. When you have to deal with the coach, the demands, the pressure, many things are the same in one shoulder. Doesn't work like that. I told the president, listen, let's bring 2 other scouts so we can divide and share a little bit. No, they are all having some kind of agreement with the agents. They are mafia. They are take money from the agents and bring some. I said, my friend, we have to have a filter here. If they bring good players, we sign. If you don't bring a good players, we don't sign. So in the end of the day, the decision is going to be yours. Like it was always. When Silas sat with the president in his office, Silas said, I want this, and that. He said, yes, 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 yes. It wasn't me. It was me. No, I didn't sign anything. I didn't say. If he wasn't happy with Silas, he shouldn't sign 2 years contract closed with in the way that he signed the contract. Silas maybe wasn't so good at this time, and I tried to help as much as I could, man. I said, Silas, let's finish this. Everybody is upset, president's upset, fans are upset. You have a history here. Go home, relax, man. You go to find something. So Silas went to the office and said, listen, I made an agreement. You just paid me until I find a team, okay? I'll find a team, and you don't, for next season, you don't pay me. So until September, you paid me, and until November, you pay me, and I will finish. We finish like that. They didn't accept. They want Silas to leave by force. So fans came into the training. They tried to beat the guy. They tried to beat me. They tried to do this, that. I said, for what? I need this? No. I don't need this. For what? I was so happy to play with Ruslan, with the police team. I didn't have any problem. I was happy, having fun. So I brought actually headache to my head, to my to my head actually by accepting the offer to go to IEL. But this year, I would say like I cannot say that I'm completely innocent and say like some people normally does. Everybody's wrong and I'm right. No, I made the mistakes. I made maybe 2 or 3 transfers that I regret to do, but I cannot say that it's 100% my mistake because I'm not the one signing the coach. I didn't sign the coach. I didn't fire Pantelidis. I didn't plan the preseason. Okay, so everybody was complaining about everything, but it was a mess. This period was a mess, completely mess. We went to the hotel in Sofia. I'm sorry if I'm extending too much.
No. It's fine. It's fine.
But we went to the hotel in Sofia. Can you imagine? The players were 2 hours waiting for the rooms. The rooms were not ready, and they didn't even expecting us to get there. This period, this time, and believe me, Mashaz and another guy from Bulgaria was the one organizing the preseason. So many things have happened. So I don't want that because one guy from the press in Cyprus sent me a text right after I left there, and he said, Luciano, people are saying the president is saying that in the next days everybody's gonna know who is the true Luciano. I said, bring it up, tell them. I don't care. Whatever you say is not gonna change my who I think I am, who I know I am, who I am, and who knows who I am. And whatever you say, I'm not going against you because I think I made one big mistake one day when I left to Omonia. I said that president never even came to shake my hand to say thank you very much for what you have done for this team. He didn't come even to sign the agreement with me. So the respect was there. I knew, and I opened my mouth to the press saying, hey, the president was this and that. It's not who I am. I'm not this kind of person. If you show respect to the people, you're gonna earn my respect. You earn my respect. Okay. So if you respected me, you didn't say anything. You just say, Luciano, it's nothing, it's not going well. So let's finish here. It's fine. When Theodoros called him, he said that he was fired me 2 days before. He said to me, like for example, on Tuesday, he told me, Luciano, go to watch the training to see what's going on there, and let me know. On Friday, he said that he fired me on Wednesday to Theodoros. I said, when it was? And then I will enter in another thing that they start saying there, just to clarify everything, and the guy will understand everything that why I left there and the way I left. My son, he promised me that he was going to help me with the passport because I applied for the passport, and my passport was there to be given, and I needed someone that could help me to make it faster because my son was going to complete 18 in September, and I need my passport to get his passport before he turned 18. So the process was going to be to start from the beginning for my son, and I wanted him to have the European passport. Makes a big difference, to have European passport.
Yep.
He was like, yeah, I will say this and that, and he did what? He told one guy that he's, I think, married with his daughter, and I forgot his name, and I'm very bad with names, guys. I'm sorry, huh? And this guy started the process, okay? But my son couldn't play, okay? And then everything happened, those things happened, and I was upset with the president. I said, listen, president, my son cannot play this season. What we are going to do? I'll fix it, and I'll change the rules of federation. Change the rules of federation for my son to play? He didn't have the spot in the first team because Silas didn't want my son to play there because he didn't want. So you see, if I help Silas, if I was doing something for Silas, Silas minimum signed a
Oh, your
contract with
son.
my
Yeah.
son, and he was going to play. He was going to be at least in the squad to play. What I did, it was wrong. In my point of view, it was wrong. I create, because I was a technical director, I have the paper of the team. I sign a waiver agreement, which means my son don't need to. The team didn't have to pay for training compensation,
Yeah.
for this, for the club or this, because if he wasn't playing anyways, and the club didn't show this kind of respect for him, why they should earn these things? When I print it to bring to the president, I think they saw it on the printer, and they said, "Hey, what you did was wrong. What is this? How are you gonna make these things with us? Behind our backs." I said, "Behind your backs? I did here in the office," and they said, "Hey, we are going to go to the police and this and that." So I called my lawyer. What they can do to me? Nothing. What did you do? They are doing the same thing, the wrong thing as well. They they took, let's say, personal information. They invade your
Data
email.
protection. Yeah. Data
Exactly.
protection. Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
and they said, okay, no problem. And since then, 2 years, my son didn't play football. Why? Because I never gave you the permission.
Hmm.
You see? So, and the wrong is me. You never see me say anything to anybody. And I will not say to the press. If I want to lie something or to say something that I heard this time, during the time that I was there, I could. And that was I told to the press, to the journalist that called me. I said, the same thing and the same way they have something to say, tell them to don't forget that I also have something that I can say. See if they say something there. I don't know, guys. Ruslan, what did you hear there from the press about me?
From the press, I can't really say much because I don't speak Greek and I read with Google Translate on Kerkida.net. So what I remember
Of all the
during that period,
websites. Of all the websites.
well, yeah, but I mainly check Kerkida. What I remember from that time was, the I would say sport websites in general in Cyprus are not always reporting on the news, but sometimes they're pushing agenda of certain teams if they're given the instructions. So I believe the preparation, mental preparation of the fans, of the readers of the website started from some weeks before uh, you guys were fired in that way, and it was basically trying to brainwash people and make the situation look even worse than it was, in order for when it happens to look like it's the best day ever. So I remember that. I remember the website exaggerating a lot of things just to make it look like it's you and it's Silas who are at fault, and it's the reason why IL is in this position. This I remember for sure. And then there was a rumor going around through the fans speaking and everything, was that the actual reason was, let's just say, certain people who came after you, they just needed to empty the position for themselves to come in. So basically, they needed to get rid of you guys so that the people who were coming could come in. I'll leave it at that.
Okay, okay,
No
okay,
names will be mentioned.
okay. Understood.
Yeah, yeah. But
Understood.
that
Understood.
was going on around that point. It's to my memory. I'm old now. My memory is not so good.
And I knew from the time that the fans came, invade the training center, the guys opened the gate for them, let they come, they do whatever they wanted, and the guys were in the office all the time, sitting there, get instructions, get all the informations from inside, and I don't care. I didn't care. I didn't. I just did it as I said. I wanted to learn. Everything for me was new. It was my first club working, was the club was the first time I was working in a pro club, a club that was that brought me to Cyprus, a club that gave me the opportunity to. And until the time that I brought Silas, everything was very fine in my point of view. Okay, because with Pantelides I had a good cooperation. He was very respectful. He was very good guy, and that I respect very much Dimitri, the assistant coach, and also the fitness coach. I just don't remember his name as well. Very good guys, very professional. Okay, and this was like for me to have them to keep them in the team was the easiest. You understand? Thing to be for me because I wouldn't need to do anything a part of find the players that they needed. And he said to the president, they needed 3 players only. And we were already discussing with 2 of them. 2 of them were coming from Greece. One was playing for Aris, and the other one was I played for Olympiacos or something like that, and was very good players. 2 good, very good players that could help the team very much, bring quality to the team. Okay, and we just needed to get rid of some players that were in the team and they were not satisfied. And it was not only 1, 2 people that were not satisfied with them. It was like everybody, because they were making a lot of mistakes. They didn't do a good season. So it was going to be easy. So for what I was going to change Pantelides to bring a headache to my and not taking in consideration the fact that I was new. You understand? So a new guy just want what? For what I need to bring someone straight away and bring me headaches. Like, for example, Silas. I wouldn't think about Silas if he didn't bring the name to me. You know which name I spoke, which guy I spoke to? The one that were left from OMONOIA, for example.
Well, we
The
Portuguese.
Norway, the Norwegian guy.
Oh, Rekdal.
What's his name?
Ketil Rekdal or Henning Berg.
No.
Berg, I think.
Berg.
Bergson, right? Berg? Oh, no, Berg.
Henning Berg. Yeah, the bald guy, like me.
Yes. Why? Does it make sense? The guy did a good job with OMONOIA, was outside of Cyprus. He wanted to come to Cyprus. Okay, so makes sense. He knows the league. He did a good job with OMONOIA. He didn't do something impressive, but he did a good job with OMONOIA. So at least OMONOIA was stable. My friend, clubs today, I can see this. Clubs need stability. Fans need stability. They don't want to go into uncertain situations. They want to see the team. Okay, the team will become 4 in the league every year. They prefer to become 4 in fights for the top than 4 this year, 50 on the 10th position next year, then 9th position next year. You understand? Then the fans start to get tired.
Yeah.
I realize that.
Yeah.
So they get tired, they don't go to the stadium. So you become like, oh, what to do? Aris. Why Aris is doing like that? They keep
One coach in 3 years.
the same level. 3 years, same team, same coach, same philosophy, same idea. What they're doing, they are putting money there, yes, but they are not making like changing a lot.
15 players in, 15 players out.
Exactly. They make mistake in December, they change. Okay, they pay for the mistake, but it's 3. When Silas starts to say 11 go home and you accept it, it's my fault. I'm technical director. I should say what? To protect the team, president. Silas don't want. I don't care. I don't want. If he don't want, I brought him to work with these players. I will bring 3 players to him. I'll give him 4 players. Finish. This is the job of president. It's not my job. You understand what I'm saying? Because the money at the end of the day comes from who? From his pockets, not from my pocket. So it's easy when everything goes bad to put into someone else's account. You understand? It's easy because I want to save my note.
Well, the thing is, from what people tell me, it seems that they think that you and Silas were together making the decisions, and the president was just giving the money so you guys can do your thing. When in
How
actual fact, all three of you had your own. You tried to do all
so
different things.
who knows the president? We know that it will never happen like that. Whoever knows him, that it can happen. Imagine it that even Theodoros told me, hey, Luciano, president is excited because next year we're gonna have the new stadium. He wants to start to have a lot of fans signing, buying the season ticket or the stuff. So we have to bring some good names in. I said, okay, let's start working, right? He even wanted to make like a game of the winners of the cup and the winners of the league in 2012. We were trying to organize, but some players didn't want to come. Okay, like Dossa Junior wouldn't come.
Aerosa.
Irosa wouldn't come. Some other players they say, "Oh, very nice," but most of them wouldn't come. Degra wouldn't come.
Is that because of the relationship with the president, or just they
Exactly.
didn't?
I
Ah,
managed to destroy the reputation of the actually uh, Degra, right? So Degra, what he did in 2012, he needed a statue in front of the stadium there. You understand? Big legend, my friend. What do you want? He took so many penalties, right? He saved the
11
team that year.
penalties. 11
Huh?
penalties in a
11
row.
penalties
In a row.
in a row. What,
levels,
what
levels.
Luciano, I would say Luciano didn't have even one card to go. Never received. Listen, when I speak with Marina, I called her. She always opened the door for me. But listen, to show appreciation, for example, I'm talking about Betis. Okay, guys, I'm sorry. Okay, Betis. I have a friend that played for Betis. Every year, arriving in his house, one kit of the new season, plus the tickets, plus invitation if he wants to go to the AEL. The philosophy of AEL is like this. Even the guys in the past that played for the team, the guys that was a legend before 2012, they are treating them like normal people and like they didn't do anything for the club. How is possible? After 44 years, you get the premium, the bonus, and that's it. The recognition we had was from who? The fans. The true fans, right? The fans that like you and respect the history of the club. That's it. But the club should say what? Okay, I was living in Cyprus. Oh, why don't you send at least a season ticket? Hey, for you, your family, we are inviting you to the game. Stay here. You understand what I'm saying? They never did that. Of course, if I asked to go to the match, they would say yes, no problem, come. But what I'm saying is not about me, but Degra, for example, what they did with Degra, to make his life miserable in Limassol, send people to beat him. How is possible? Tell me. You understand what I'm saying? So
Sometimes it's too unbelievable, but this is Cyprus, so you believe everything. Believe anything is possible in Cyprus.
It's unacceptable. It's
You know?
unacceptable what has been happening to my team. And I can say I know Andreas Sofokleos personally, met him a couple of times. I sponsored IL, I think 2015, for a season. I did it. The main purpose was to help the team because the team was really in bad situation, really bad situation, and I put a good amount of money into the team as a sponsorship, and my product was on the shoulders of the kid, and it was the time when Christakis Christoforou, Hri was the coach. So and I did it to support my team. The feedback I got back from the team, uh, I didn't feel appreciated, especially being a foreigner who is putting his personal money into the team, I didn't feel appreciated. But I didn't do it for appreciation. I did it to save my team and to do the best. And I know Andreas Sofokleos personally. I met him a number of times. He speaks Russian, so we spoke quite a few times with him. Uh, he wasn't perfect. He did some mistakes, but he also made us champions one time. He also made us win the cup one time. And throughout all the years of his tenure, there've been moments, as Luciano rightly said, when the team was going up and down very dramatically, and there were fans calling on the head of Sophocleos, saying that he should go, he's not a good president, etc. But then we would be successful, and they would be singing in Greek the song Galos to Proidros, yes, the best, is very good, the president. I would always be grateful to him for what he did, and now, even though he was not perfect and he did many mistakes, but now if you look at what we have after he left, I would do a lot of things to bring at least him back, because what we are having now as a team is pathetic. AEL Football Club is is a Horkadi FC when it comes to management. And I'm saying it live, and it's been on the tip of my tongue for a long time. I know a lot of people who currently work in the team. I know a lot of people who worked in the past years. We are run as a village football team. I have a lot of respect to individuals, but as a unit, we are a dysfunctional, disabled organism that has no cure. There is no vaccine to fix it. What we have to do is kill the organism and start from beginning. We have to change people from the top to bottom. And we have to, in every single position, there should not be anybody who keeps their spot in the team, because that's how rotten we are from the inside. And you can see that on the look at the table. How can you say that a team like AEL, with the number of fans that we have, with a new stadium, living in arguably the best city in Cyprus, how can you say that we couldn't score a goal for 10 games in a row? How can you say that we couldn't win a game for 2.5 months, playing against teams like Omonia 29M, playing against teams Omonia Aradip, and we could not beat those teams, even one of them? We are destroyed. We are a cancerous team from the inside. Management, all of them are incompetent to do their job. They should all leave. Don't care. And the Sophocleos times, as Luciano described them, were not perfect, but at least they were somewhat stable. Imagine if we start calling that stability now. That wasn't stability, but to me now it looks like stability.
Well,
Listen, if, honestly, and just completing what you said, I don't have any problem or nothing against Sophocleos. I know that I have even a message that he sent me after. It was always shouting, treating people like, but I think he had too much pressure on his shoulder. Even the fans were fighting with him, were like, um, how man, I'm in Portugal and I'm speaking too much Portuguese, and I start
it's all right.
to
It's all
forget.
right. Say it. People might understand.
I think he was a bit afraid of the fans. Okay, so the
Mm.
fans sometimes go there to beat him, to make problem to his family, right? So he was afraid of some things. Even he was doing all the efforts, everything he could to keep the team at least on the minimum management or acceptable for a team like AEL. You understand? So this is from a guy that just told you that I should accept, for example, his offer to stay in the team. But if you look to the management idea, I would never say to him to leave. No chance. He was the face of AEL. He was a president that AEL needed and was, how I say, a face of AEL. That was this is my point of view. He was fighting for AEL. He was there for so many years. He knew and he organized everything for AEL. Okay, he put his office in order to work for AEL. So it means a lot. More than people saying that he was OMONOIA, he wants to go to OMONOIA, he wants to become president. Many people talking some bad things there in Limassol. What he did wrong, everybody does, man. Every president does wrong things. Every single, as you said, just the new management, what they're doing, they thought that they would be better than the president, didn't they?
Yeah.
Huh?
They're doing everything wrong. They're not doing anything right. Nothing.
Exactly, but they for sure before they entered, for sure they thought that they could do better.
Yeah, it's
And
easy,
even
of course.
the fans thought that they could do better because they are unsatisfied. They were not happy with the president. And now you are complaining, and probably 99 of the fans are unhappy now because of the situation.
100%.
Well, I'll be honest with you, from my experience with AEL, and again, I don't support the club, but my business activity with them started really well in September. And I was actually talking to the technical director, Banayodiyanu, who people are still saying that he made some bad decisions, but there was one decision that he did make, which could have made the club millions in years to come. And I was working on a project with them for 5 months, and everything went down the toilet. Banayodi was sacked a week after we had a big meeting in October. I was then talking to the vice president at the time, and then he left the club. And no one at the club wanted to continue this project. No one, there was no correspondence, no emails, no calls. And now, because this project is over, listen, it might not have worked, but the long-term potential was huge for the club. There would have been investment. There would have been better players. There would have been a collaboration with another club so they can send their young players out to this club. Like, Ruslan knows all about it. I've been telling him since September. And look, I'm not bitter about it. I just think that it's a shame because it's a big club, regardless of whether, they're not as successful as OMONOIA and Upperwell. They should be more successful than Ari. They should be more successful than Buffer. I'm sorry, it's just my opinion, right? But
the difficulties,
don't have it.
The difficulties AEL is facing is the fact that a president like Aris and Pafos, for example, big investors, it's difficult for them to get one club like that because they will have a lot of headaches. You understand? Imagine if the fans are not happy with you and you go after their family to shout or to kick the cars, or I'm not saying that all the fans are like this, but some fans do those things. And I am very surprised that Sofokleos survived for so many years. I think even he had some health problems during this period because so much stress, during this time that he was in AEL. Anyways, everything to say that AEL potentially can be a huge club in Cyprus, like the top club in Cyprus. Limassol is an amazing city, isn't it? I think the best city in Limassol, in my point of view. If there is, or there are people interested, for example, to organize the team, but comes with money to a good administration, for sure, it can be. How you see Pafos, for example, fighting to get the trophy. When you ever imagine that Pafos one day would be there? But they were planting every year. So we're gonna find a way. We're gonna find a way. Aris, they made it, and now they don't want to go down. They want to be there again. So the investment is gonna keep going because they found the way. So once I find a way or someone comes, I think I'll be very happy to see AEL on top again. I was happy that AEL was in the sixth position or seventh position at certain point of this league this season. And I was, oh, maybe they're gonna qualify in the first six, and then after they stop winning games and stop getting results.
They sacked Coleman. They brought in Sachan. That was a nightmare for everyone.
What the hell was that?
Strange.
What the hell was
Anyway.
that?
Anyway. Well, Lewis, I need to ask you two more things, and I can't ignore the fact that you played for OMONOIA, albeit not as long as AEL, obviously. I think you joined when Gaiafa was head coach. Am I wrong? Was it Gaiafa at the time?
Correct. Was Gaiafa, yes.
So what was that like for you joining a club like OMONOIA? Obviously, you played against them. You knew what the fans were like. You knew the history of the club. It must have been difficult leaving AEL, who, you had so many good memories. But OMONOIA, especially at the time, I think they were going through a few difficulties, to say the least.
Didn't feel anything there, honestly. OMONOIA was an amazing experience, and I'm very, very upset that I didn't sign 2 years contract with them. I signed just one, and they wanted me so bad. When they heard that AEL was trying to have an agreement with me to release me, I got 2 calls. One from the president of Apollo, because I saw him, actually. I met him at the Pizza Express. The day that I got this, I left
Ruslan's face.
I thought we agreed not to swear.
The rumors started saying that they started, in Limassol, saying that I was leaving the club. I met the president accidentally at Pizza Express, because I think he's one of the owners of the Pizza Express, right? Ruslan? I think
know.
he is.
Not sure.
I heard other rumors.
Yes. Man, he called me and he said, Luciano, I need to send one play out. Wait 1 day and I'll call you. Then the president of OMONOIA called me and they said, Luciano, we need you. We're going to play Europa League. This and that. We need you here. Caiaphas is okay. Then they came first. Okay? But I was upset with AEL, because AEL actually heard the voice of Christakis. They believed in him and they trusted him. And this made me feel upset with the president and to say those things about him in the press. Mm-hmm. Because I told him, listen, you are giving too much power to someone that you're going to regret very much in the future. This guy did something good in Apollo, okay, but this was a time. I mean, he was there in Apollo, was his moment. It doesn't mean that he's gonna replicate it in AEL. He started to bring the French players, this and that, and the team, the level was similar or below, and the team couldn't make it during the time that he came, because he came in the end of the season. Until one day that and I regret to do that, that I did such thing. He substituted me. He changed me in the first half of against one game against Doxa, and he left straight home. I didn't stay. The day after, he said, Luciano, you're not staying in the team anymore, and this and that. You are free to go. And then the president, after, I was like, president called me and said, Luciano, you have to apologize and this and that. I said, okay, no problem. I can apologize, but I'll not have any fine, anything. I will not accept anything, because I think he could wait until the second half, until the half time, make the change, and tell Luciano, to protect you, to protect, your history in the team. Please, you stay here. We're going to play with it. Okay, I respect. But in the first half, for me, it was too offensive. So, and I was arrogant. I can say that, because, I am not above the team. I was above the coach, above the club and the players. They didn't respect them this time. And for that reason, I apologized. Okay? And they said, no, I was wrong. I'm not this kind of person, so I will apologize. Then I come back to the team. But when finished the season, as when the day after, they called me and said, Luciano, next season, I think AEL is not gonna be it's not gonna be good for you. AEL is gonna drop the salaries. We're gonna bring only cheap players. Even the president is not sure if he's going to stay. I said, okay, what do you want to do? Maybe you find a way to leave the team and this and that, blah blah blah. I said, I will not leave the team. I have a contract, 2 years more, and you just signed the contract. Actually, 1 year more. Well, see what you want and let me know. When I came from Brazil, there was a letter for me saying that I could not train. I said, why? Because until I find an agreement with them, I have a contract and I could train, because they say like you are released by us to train until we find an agreement. And I saw the players coming and they were getting much better salary than the others. And they said they want to drop my salary 60% or more. I didn't make the calculation. And it was like crazy. I said, my friend, I know what you're doing. I know what you want. So don't worry. Pay my 4 months salary, okay? And I will leave. I don't care about the year that you have. And I have the right to ask. And I said, so don't worry. Keep the year, no problem. I will leave. Straight away, man. The contract, the contract I think was already written. Straight away, they give me the contract. Okay, sign. Okay. Thank you very much. Okay. But then I end up in Omonia. In the evening, I spoke with the president, and the day next, I was already in Nicosia, signed the contract. So like this, I went to Omonia. It was good because I understood on the Omonia this period wasn't financially strong. The year next was the worst.
Yeah.
My year, they paid me everything on time, no problem. They were paying me every month. The problem was we qualified. We didn't qualify to Europa League, and this year I think we went to the cup final, and then we lost to Apollo. So it was good year. It wasn't bad for me. It was good.
Yeah, because you had some you had characters in that AEL'S squad like Chris and a few other players. But at Omonia, Killian Sheridan, one of the funniest guys I know. He was absolutely hilarious. But it must have been a bit, I would say, different in the sense that obviously the expectations were pretty much the same as AEL. Obviously, Omonia were wanted to challenge anyway. But did you feel a different kind of pressure at Omonia than you did at AEL?
No.
No.
The pressure was the same. I mean, the pressure was to win, and I have this pressure in me, right? I want to win all the games, but I have a different way of handling it. And when the fans of Omonia was shouting or complaining, they were not complaining because we were playing bad. They were complaining because they wanted so bad to qualify to Europa League, for example. They saw AEL going the year before, some years ago. Then Apollo went. Then Apoel was going every year. And Omonia never had the opportunity to go. So this was my goal. And we lost to Brøndby, if I'm not mistaken, at home, and we drew. Was it drew or draw? Was a draw at home 2-2 against Brøndby. Brøndby was dead. They came from Norway, minus something. And in Cyprus was 30, almost 40 degrees. Yeah. They were putting like a tower here, during the match to, get fresh. And we drew the game. It was a pity game. The stadium was amazing, man. Full. Gaspi was full, all green. It was beautiful. Yeah. I really loved and enjoyed playing for Omonia. Really, really, really loved. I regret to don't sign 3 years contract, so to stay there one more year.
So I have some questions for you from our friends at PASP, the Players Union,
Okay.
because we've been working with them doing some English speaking content on their behalf, and they've got some questions. Now, you studied for the PASP scholarship, and you got a degree in sports management. They ask, how important was this degree for you?
It was very important, man. I learned a lot of things that I never had an idea that it, how I say, it opened very much my mind, my expand very much my vision. Okay, I met so many guys, open minded. The teachers, the guys there of the university, for example, European University, were like helping me as much as they could. So it was great to have this opportunity. It was very nice experience, and I'm really thankful for the opportunity that PASP provided to me and the president, Spiros.
Pero, yeah.
I forgot his name. Chapas was the guy of the university that they helped me so much. They supported me so much there with the trainings, games, all those things. You know, they were like, pushing me, helping me, understanding the situation, and it was nice. Helped me also on the side of the business because I could understand more and understand a little bit more about the financial side. Something that I never had this. How I say,
Experience, I guess.
experience, and they didn't have this idea, how to work with finance and business, and brought me so many ideas, and so for me, it was good. It was great.
Was it difficult to balance that with your football? Because obviously you're still playing at the time. Was it difficult to balance the work, the studying, and the football?
It's not easy because as a footballer, normally you want to go train and go back home, relax, and enjoy family. I had to split my time into three, right? So I need to go to the university, then family, then football, and homework,
Yeah.
projects, all those things. Um, but I would do the same. I think was good, and I probably also have influenced a lot of young boys, young players also to do the same thing. So for me, it was good. It was great.
You have, with footballers, it's not like you're going to work in an office and then you start at 9 o'clock and you finish at 5, and you can do this maybe until you're 60, 65 years old and then you retire. With football, maybe 23 years old, 24, you get an injury and that's it. This is why it's important for young players to get a qualification, to get a degree, to get something. So if one day they don't make it as a pro footballer, they have a second choice, or they have a different route into a career.
Yeah, it is very important, and it's something that I'm doing with my son. Okay. I sat with them and I explained to them the importance of study. Okay. Not only to be a business person in the future or whatever they need to do or they choose to do for their future, but education helps you to understand uh, how the world operates. Okay. How to socialize, how to cooperate, how to understand that people that affected and change many things in our world, and for us to be living in this way that we're living now, they studied and they did something because of the knowledge that they got. So um, studying or investing in education, it's very important, especially for a footballer, because after football you're still young, you can do something. You understand?
Yeah.
Even if you don't make it with football, you still have to do something in your life. So as soon as you can get a degree, get specialized in something, it's the best, the better one, because then in the future you can be expert. You can do something after in football that you already done during your career. Maybe don't have a career that you make millions. You have a career that you still have to work after football, after you retire. And then if you don't study, and if you start thinking studying after that, after your career, then it's much more difficult. For me, it was very hard, because imagine the gap that I had from the high school until university was 12 years.
Yeah.
It's a lot of years, a long time, a long period. So you don't remember anymore the maths,
Yeah.
you know,
Maths and English and science. Yeah. Yeah.
and it's funny thing. That I spoke with the teacher. I was speaking with the teachers during the time. I was saying, listen, even maths is difficult for me, but his maths is numbers, I said, but the explanation is in English. So
Fair. That's
the
fair.
explanation is in English, my friend. It's not like when I was young and my head was empty, I was, fresh. I could put
Yeah.
everything. Now I have 2 kids, one wife. I have one life too much. So
Well, Luce, there's one question, the final question that they're going to ask, and you mentioned your wife. They said, do you want to thank your wife for insisting on you doing the degree? Because they say that she pushed you to do this.
110%. It wasn't only 1 year. He was telling me since I was 20. Okay,
Oh,
so
wow.
can you imagine? She was 20, I was 20, and she was saying, Luciano, football career, it's short. You have to study. Go. If it doesn't, even if you are not going to use it, you're gonna get educated. You're gonna get like, for example, you're gonna understand. Or hey, you're gonna speak better. You're gonna understand and talk about many subjects without any, you know, uh, differently of some football players. When you don't speak about football, they don't know how to speak. They don't know about this the what's happening around the world. They just know about the world of football. You understand what I'm saying? So they don't know about the economics. They don't know about politics. They don't know about management. They don't know about nothing. Now it's just social media and football. What is this? What I'm saying is wrong, maybe, but education can help you understand the world, how it functions, and you can make your own opinion about the world, and you can bring something to the world. You understand? But just stay in this bubble that we create, because I create this bubble, and my wife helped me to destroy it, so I could go and see with my eyes that I could do something that I never expected. That I was I had the possibility to do, or the capacity, I was capable to do.
No, that's brilliant. That's absolutely brilliant. And I agree with you. I think when you are in your comfort zone, you don't really see anything else. But when you come out of it and you experience different things, you can learn so much, not just about life, but about yourself.
Exactly.
So there you go.
And you can discover something that you never know. I like you never expected that you would like it. For example, people that start studying and they start liking art and they start painting. Oh, we don't know. It's an unpredictable thing. Maybe you think that, just go to class, sit there, write things, learn 2 hours watching someone talking. Okay, but sometimes helps you to understand some things that you never think that you would be possible. And that was my experience. I loved it. And I strongly advise my kids here. My son, he's in Georgia, and the first thing that, okay, hey, the club is supported by university. Go there and try to get your degree. You leave from there with the degree. Good, man. Great.
Yep. Smart
Guys,
kids. Smart
love
kids.
you guys, but I have to go.
No, that's fine. I was gonna finish it anyway. So, Luce, thank you for joining us. Thank you, Ruslan, for jumping on. It's been a great conversation. Thank you for your time. And yeah, that's it for another episode of This Is Mappa. We'll be back very, very soon.
Man,
Ciao.
thank you very much.